Carroll bringing it forward. Thompson's making the run. Carroll hangs on to it though. Still Davy Carroll. Could go all the way here. Oh, what a goal!
I don't know what it is that makes me love you so. I only know I never wanna let you go. 'Cause you started something, you see, that ever since we met you had a hold on me. It happens to be true. I only wanna be with you.
Hello and welcome to Ringing the Blues, the official Wycombe Wanderers podcast/radio show. Right, on this week's show, we have all the action and reaction from the game against Oxford United at Adams Park. We have a chat with Brandon Hanlan to see how his comeback from injury is progressing. Plus, Wycombe Wanderers fan Scott Carroll joins us for Till Death Us Do Part. But first, let's head to Mexico City for some Chairboys Spanish and those all-important Liga Juan results with Uri.
We are ringing the blues from Mexico City. It's me, Uri, and here are the results for League One. Bolton Wanderers 3, Charlton Athletic 3, Carlisle United 0, Cambridge United 4, Cheltenham Town 3, Port Vale 2, Derby County 1, Stevenage 0, Fleetwood Town 1, Barnsley 2, Leyton Orient 1, Burton Albion 2, Lincoln City 1, Exeter City 0, Northampton Town 3, Bristol Rovers 1, Peterborough United 1, Blackpool 2, Portsmouth 4, Reading 1, Shrewsbury Town 0, Wigan Athletic 1, Wycombe Wanderers 0, Oxford United 0, donuts for both teams. Did you know that the Wycombe Wanderers versus Oxford United is my own derby? Yes, that's because in 2018 I celebrated Phil Catchpole's 40th birthday at Adams Park, and the match played was Wycombe Wanderers versus Oxford, and the score was the same, donuts for both. So I consider that match my only derby because it's the only time I've attended Adams Park. Okay, so did you notice that the referee wasn't fit for a referee? Yeah, normally fans sing this at referees because they disagree with some of the decisions. But against Oxford, the ref had to be replaced as he had hurt his leg. So in this instance, the referee was literally not fit to referee. So Chairboys Spanish this week, you're not fit for referee. Okay, how do we translate that? In Spanish, referee. Okay, let's go back to the Latin etymology. How do you say judge in Latin? That is arbiter. Arbiter. So, in Spanish, we say árbitro, derived from the Latin etymology of judge. Okay, so referee, árbitro. And fit, okay, we say more like shape, en forma. You're in a good shape. Estás en buena forma. So, you're not fit to referee. Tú no estás en buena forma para arbitrear. Tú no estás en forma para arbitrear. You're not fit for a referee. That's it for this week. Back to England with my amigo Filiberto Cachapollos. Adios.
Cheers, Uri, and everybody at Ringing the Blues wishes referee Simon Mather a quick and speedy return from his injury. Right then, on to the action at Adams Park on Saturday. Oxford United made the short trip down the M40. It's not a derby, and here's what happens. Remember, it's not a derby.
McCleary stands it up to the back post. Sadlier tipped away by Cumming. Was it going in? We're not sure. Cumming didn't leave it to chance. Scowen drills it in. Big shout for handball from the young centre-back, not given. Scowen still scrapping. Potts now. Wycombe really turning the screw. McCleary on the right-hand side, who crossed the ball into Sadlier's header. Potts back to McCleary, but he can't find the wide man, and he goes out for a goal kick. But vintage McCleary with the first-time cross. Kieran Sadlier with the corner. The 6-yard area is incredibly busy. Sads drills it in now, coming, punches away from underneath the crossbar. Scowen back out to Sadlier, he goes for goal again, whistles it across the face of goal, just past the post. Potts up against Rodriguez, Potts comes away with the ball, gliding forwards down the line, that's a lovely pass to Sadlier. Sadlier, can he keep it in play? He can, brilliantly, against Long now, right footed cross, now on his left. Sadlier tricking back onto his right, goes for goal, beaten away, Taylor! Great save again from the foot of Cumming.
What a save.
Sadlier so key to the move there. Wycombe coming again though, with Lowe.
So unlucky that was.
Great wing play, Wycombe in the halfway line now, and the ball goes down the channel and Labala's not going to get to that one. Sadlier, lovely pass from Potts, danced his way past Long 3 or 4 times, whipped in a cross-come shot.
Long didn't know what day it was then, did he? Dale again did everything right, the ball comes to him, first time shot and a half volley. It's a great save by Cumming again.
Gareth McCleary has the ball on the very edge of the quadrant. Right footed now, chips it to the back post. Headed clear again, Grimmer! Right footed shot on the volley, is inside the area, it was outside the 6-yard box. Well, here is Sadlier, edge of the area. Scowen doesn't get a shot away, goes back to Potts. Potts feeds it to Grimmer. Grimmer sets himself. Does he go for goal here? No, he puts it out wide to McCleary. McCleary with a cross, gets a lot of air on it. Headed back in by Labala. Sadlier! Side netting. Wycombe fans in the Frank Adams will be forgiven for being mistaken, and that might have crept in. Potts to McCleary. McCleary skips away from Goodrum. Sweeping ball out to Sadlier. It's inch perfect. Sadlier inside the area. Drills it to Labala. Oh! Glorious chance for Bez Labala. How's he missed that? Sadlier put it on a silver tray for Bez Labala, who's let it run across onto his right foot. He's tried to put it in the bottom corner. I think anywhere would have done.
Oh, it's a great run into the box as well. What a ball, first of all, from G-Mac. Sads again, who's been, our most dangerous player this half. Puts a great early cross into the middle of the box and just got to get some solid contact on it. And he don't know whether he's tried to hit too much into the corner. He just needs to scuff those ones into the corner and, be desperate to be getting his first goal. And, he's doing everything right, but put it in the net. And, another great opportunity for Wycombe. And, we've really been dominant in this first half.
Grimmer wins the header. Labala takes it on his chest, cushions it to McCleary, heads it, looking for the run of Scowen. That's a great ball. Scowen into the box. Sadly a back post, side netting. Dale Taylor screaming for it in the 6-yard box as well. And that's just wonderful stuff between McCleary and Scowen on that far side to work the ball in. Wycombe though overturn possession with Lowe and Scowen. Lowe gives it away though, and Oxford have it, but they've given it to Kane Vincent-Young. Harris has a chop at Vincent-Young, but the referee plays the advantage. Vincent-Young to Sadlier on the left wing. Sadlier now up against Long on the outside, back onto his right, onto his left, lovely. Cuts it back into the edge of the area and it's cleared by Negru. Sadlier with some dazzling wing play, and the young defender's done well again. Free kick taken quickly, now Labala's through on goal. Cummings come out, Labala's looped it over him, but it's going wide. It just won't sit for Beverly Labala. Oxford tried to be clever and take the free kick really, really quickly. They gave it to a Wycombe player who looped it through for Labala. Cumming was alert, he ran out of the goal. Labala did everything right. Full-time whistle here at Adams Park. Joe, Wycombe Wanderers in the first half especially, enough chances to win that one by more than one goal.
Yeah, we were really, really dominant in the first half, not just with chances, but the way we played, the possession, attacking football, we were on the front foot, we were closing them down early on. I don't think they kind of expected it, and the two big chances falling to Dale Taylor and Bez Labala in the first half. On another day, they go in and we win the game quite comfortably, but when that doesn't go in, Oxford kind of grow into it eventually when they put two players up front and got a couple of chances late on. But over the course of the game, I think we deserved it on chances, but a point and a clean sheet at home isn't the worst against a top 8 team, and something to build on. We wanted to make sure that after Tuesday night at Bolton, we didn't want to play well and be sucker punched again and fall to a defeat. So it's a step in the right direction again and a point on the board.
Defensively, Joe Lowe, Ryan Tappers, Ollie Strick, Kane Vincent-Young, Jack Grimmer, they look to be in control for huge amounts of that game as well.
Yeah, solid, really solid, especially the two in the middle at the back. Joe Lowe with some great interceptions. some great moments where Oxford, you thought the ball was going to land to someone and Joe stuck his leg out or was in the right place at the right time. And he's been awesome this season, Joe. He's no frills. He does a really good job every week, and I'm pleased that he got man of the match today.
63 minutes under the belt as well for Josh Scowen, which is great news on his return.
Yeah, look, Joshy's been a huge part of this team for the last 3 or 4 years since he's come back, and we miss him when he's not in the team. There's no one probably in the league that does it as well as him in that position, and played slightly further forward today and showed at times how well he can do that job as well. And I'm sure he was desperate, even though before the game I think it was planned that he only did an hour. I think he was desperate to probably stay on. You could tell that by when he came off. He didn't look too happy about it, but an important player to come back for the last kind of few months of the season, and especially with the big game on Wednesday night.
Would have been nice to bounce into Wednesday with a win, but however the performance largely was there today, and that's going to help Wycombe Wanderers up the motorway on Wednesday. Well, they'll probably travel up the day before, but Wednesday's the big game at Valley Parade. 90 minutes from Wembley, Joe. All focus is on the Cup now for this week.
Yeah, it's a lovely kind of distraction, isn't it? And this Cup competition's kind of kick-started our season really at times, and we picked up some really good results and some good performances at times when the league results haven't kind of gone our way. So, we deserve to be in this position. We've got a semi-final, 90 minutes up at Bradford, which is going to be a tough game. It was a tough game early on in the season, the FA Cup, that we managed to get through. But, for a chance to play at Wembley in the Cup final where, there's not pressures like a playoff final, then, it's a day that, in the end, if we can finish comfortably mid-table and we can have a Cup final, potential Cup win, then it would turn out to be a decent season for us.
Gaffer, a 0-0 but an entertaining game.
Yeah, I thought it was a very good game against two good teams, between two good teams. Oxford obviously fighting at the top of the league to get in the playoffs and get promoted, and we feel like we're a team that's on the up, a team that's improving. We've had some good performances recently and some good results too. Obviously on Tuesday night I really felt like we should have taken something out of the game, and I wanted to make sure we did that today in a local derby, and something we wanted to give our fans something to cheer about. And I think we've made more than enough chances to win the game. Unfortunately for ourselves, one didn't go in. The goalkeeper's made a couple of very, very good saves. Oxford came back into it a little bit second half, and we had to make a couple of changes and renew the energy. But I'm pleased with that performance. I'm content with the performance. We just need to make sure we get the final touches to get the results that our performances deserve.
Frustratingly close, isn't it? Because, as you say, the performances Tuesday and today, a bit more clinical in front of goal, we could be looking at a very different points tally. Yeah,
absolutely. I genuinely believe that. But the outcome of the games have to be more in our favour, because that's what you're judged on, a points total and a league table. But in terms of performance and where we're trying to take the team and where we're trying to evolve and transition to, it's obviously been, a little bit bumpy along the way. But we're kind of pleased with the performances we're putting in at the minute. But like you say, we feel like we could be higher. But there's still 14 league games to go. There's still plenty of points to play for. We're still fighting for it, because I still believe that we can get higher than where we are, and we want to be higher than where we are. I think if you look at the 3 games we've played this week against top teams in the league, we've gone toe to toe with all of them. And possibly could have taken more from 2 of the games. So I think that we have to be reflective in that and hungry for more, because we want to win more games. We want to make sure that we're putting the points on the board. But in terms of performance today, I thought we were very good.
When you don't hit the net at one end, it's more important at the other to keep a clean sheet, and defensively excellent today.
Yeah, you've actually made a great point. I just said it to the players in there. I think earlier in the season, maybe when we've lost slight momentum in the game because we haven't taken our chances, we go and concede a late goal. But the resilience we showed today, I thought Jack Gillen was absolutely excellent. A proper performance, and the 2 at the back, that's a bit harsh on the other 3 defenders. I thought they were very, very good. Our shape, we work hard on the shape and where we can press and how we press, and I think our tactical understanding's really improved recently, playing our new shape. The different shape from earlier in the season. So, a couple of real big blocks, and we have to be pleased with a clean sheet, because we haven't got as many of them as we want this season. So we have to keep if your chances aren't going in one end, you have to keep the back door locked. Josh
Scowen, a return from injury and just over an hour. That was pleasing to see.
Yeah, I was pushing it. I was told he's got an hour, and we got to 64, 65, I think, and I don't want to lose him again. I think it was a big decision to leave Butch out, but, you know, as I said before the game, we felt like his numbers have gone through the roof recently. He needed a bit of just a break. Having Joshy back with that extra tenacity and energy that he brings, he's a big player for his football club, and I thought he was excellent today. To go so long without a game and just to step right back in was really, really pleasing. So, yeah, big player for us, and really pleased to have him back.
Leahy, Wheeler, Butcher coming off the bench as well. There's some real strength in that position now.
Yeah, there absolutely is. And that's what we wanted coming out of January. I felt like, you know, with the schedule we have, and one we're really looking forward to, by the way, really, really looking forward to this run of games we've got. This week started it off. We knew we needed some strength in depth. So, you know, as with today, we're missing Vokesy, but we've still got Bears and Richard up front. So, you know, I think that there is good competition for places. We're going to need everybody over these next couple of months, and I'm really looking forward to them.
And before kick-off, a real emotional moment at Adams Park, the minutes of applause to celebrate the life of young Adam Ankers.
Yeah, I don't think there's any club in the country like ours who remembers our own, and when you're one of ours, you're never forgotten. I thought it was a real emotional moment. I felt it before the game. I thought the emotion in the ground, and thank you to Oxford and their supporters in the way that they respected that moment and really joined in. I thought that was fantastic of them, and full credit to them. But our supporters, you know, once you're one of us, you're never forgotten. It must be terribly painful for Adam's family, what they're going through right now. I don't, you know, can't envisage what they're feeling and thinking. So I hope that there was a little crumb of comfort to see so many of our own remembering Adam, you know, and he'll never be forgotten, because this is a special football club, and once you're part of it, you're never out.
And onto the Cup now, onto Wednesday after a very busy week in the league. A Cup semi-final, that's something to get excited about.
Absolutely. You know, it's the type of days that I want to have as a manager of this football club. It's the type of days that, you know, I'm sure our supporters are looking forward to. I'm sure I know the players are too. So we've got a couple of days to recover from this and pick the bones out of it, count the bodies, and see who's got knocks, and make sure we're ready to go on Wednesday evening. It's a really exciting occasion to lead our club into a semi-final, cup semi-final, and we're certainly looking forward to it.
It's an extra day to prepare because it's a Wednesday night game, but then the flip side is one day less to prepare for the league next Saturday.
Yeah, it is, and that's what it gives you, you know. And we saw after the Brighton game here, we then went to Cheltenham and we got a result. So we're certainly looking forward to it with energy. We're going to have to make, you know, alterations and changes for each game, I believe, because the energy needs to be there for Stevenage next Saturday. We want to go and put on a real good performance there. So we won't be taking our afterboil in terms of the league, but come Wednesday evening, we want to be ready because I want to put in a good performance.
Josh, back out there, how was it for you?
Enjoyed it. I felt good, you know, to get first 60 since... Well, for a few weeks, obviously. But yeah, felt good. Body felt good, and I think it was a good performance.
The gaffer said it was planned 60 minutes. He got a few more minutes out of it, I think 64 in the end. But physically, he felt up to it?
Yeah, physically, I felt fine. You know, it makes it, in my head, a little bit frustrating because I felt so good. But I know we have a plan, and that plan keeps me safe from any further injury. So, yeah, I'm just buzzing to be back out there and to get 60-odd minutes.
It was a combination of suspension and injury at this time of the season. It must be frustrating because by this point of the season, you're fully in the groove, aren't you, in terms of match day schedules?
Yeah, like I say, before, obviously getting a suspension wasn't, obviously, I don't know how to explain, but it wasn't planned, obviously. But yeah, before that I felt good. But to pick up an injury while suspended obviously makes it feel a little bit worse. But yeah, like I say, I'm glad to be back out there to help the boys and, you know, carry on the performances they've had the last few weeks. It's
been a good performance today, but Wycombe couldn't find their way through. Chances, especially in that first half as well. An element of frustration there?
Yeah, a little bit, but then there's a lot of positives. We're getting in the right areas, you know, we're creating chances, and we know we've got players who can finish them off, so it's about just learning from that and just keep building on that, and I know the goals will come, as they have done previous weeks.
And equally, a really good defensive display as well. If you don't score, then it's more imperative not to concede, and Wycombe looked very solid today. Yeah,
I think we felt solid. You know, Taff, Lowy back there, me, Potsy in front of him. We felt solid, and yeah, you know, you can build. You can build from being solid at the back, and like I say, that gives us the platform to get the chances and hopefully in the future get the goals.
And real competition for places now with everyone getting fit and the window being closed. In that central midfield area as well, Butcher, Leahy, Potts, yourself, Wills can play in there too. There's real choices for the gaffer there.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be the gaffer at me. You know, he's got headaches, but they're good headaches. We're all very capable at this level, and we're, like I said, there's to be fair, we're all similar, but also very different in different ways. But I relish the competition, and as long as I keep playing well, and hopefully I get to keep my shirt.
It's been a busy run of fixtures against teams in the top 8. You had to watch the first 2. You took part today. 4 points from those 3 games. I think going into that is not a bad return.
No, I don't think so. There's 3 teams that are fighting for promotion at the minute. So to get 4 points in those 3 games, I think it's a positive, and we can build from that and be confident going into obviously Wednesday and then weekend.
Yeah, Wednesday, a cup semi-final. We don't get to say that too often here at Wycombe Wanderers, but that's an exciting game, isn't it?
Yeah, any semi-finals obviously exciting. So obviously to get one with Wycombe, it's obviously a joy to be able to do that. But the way we've been playing the last few weeks, I think we go into that game very confident, and hopefully we can get another day out at Wembley.
There's a lot's changed with Bradford, our opponents, since we were last there in the FA Cup earlier in the season. Does that game have any bearing on it, or is this a complete fresh slate?
Every game's different anyway, no matter what style of play they normally play. So yeah, we'll go in there to assert ourselves against them, and I know we've got the players in this change room that can go and hurt them.
And it's the cameras there as well. Be a lot more attention that this competition usually gets in the earlier rounds. We're right into the business end of this one now. Will that have an effect as well, knowing that the cameras are there?
It's obviously nice to play in front of the cameras, but I think we just got to go into the game as another game and play the way we have been. And like I said, I'm sure we can all have a nice day out at Wembley if we do the business.
Good luck, safe travels, and we'll see you there.
Thank you.
We've heard from the gaffer and Josh, but every story has 3 sides. Here's the Oxford fans in the opposition view. Ox, IHLA.
Not the best performance from us, but a good point considering we should have been 2 down at half time. Only some really super saves from Cumming kept us in the game. The ref hit an all-time low today, an absolute shocker. They're usually pretty bad, but he was really awful.
Jojo Lobster.
Wycombe had the better chances, and yes, Cumming made the saves. But to be honest, if Wycombe can't hit the ball a yard either side of the keeper and then miss completely from inside the 6-yard box, our keeper will undoubtedly keep us in it.
Jester.
Definitely a decent point. It felt as if we were under continual aerial bombardment, especially in the first hour. Free kicks in their own half, the sort we'd probably play back to a defender, were launched into our box. Throw-ins were launched into our box. The only player of any quality was Sadlier, otherwise it was all just hoof it and hope. We did well to survive, along with a little bit of luck. We've always struggled in these sorts of games, and we normally lose them, so I've come back from Wycombe pretty content, really. It surprised me, though, that once we started getting at them in the last half hour, they seemed to decide a draw was okay. Weird. You'd have thought they'd have fancied their chances of a win, really.
Chrome Yellow.
If we had got the penalty we deserved and scored it, we could have been saying things like, played badly and still getting 3 points is the sign of a team that's going to get promoted. But as it was, we rode our luck in the first half and were robbed in the second.
38 years of pain.
We thought our midfield were overrun for 70 minutes, so playing out from the back was impossible because there was no out ball other than to play it long. Bowden coming on helped to turn the tide, and also Wycombe tired as they worked very hard without the ball. We defended well, apart from poor Sam, who was literally scared shitless of Sadlier. Cumming made 3 or 4 great saves, but Luballer missed a sitter. We got a point, but continue to look unconvincing. It was also a dull, unentertaining watch.
Jim Smith 2.
We were very, very lucky to get a draw against a very ordinary team who are 15th in the league. It was yet another shambles, being managed by someone who has absolutely no EFL or equivalent experience. We were second in the league and going brilliantly under Manning. And then Des takes the same squad down the league and on the way to being out of the playoffs altogether.
Northern Yellow.
that was a really good point against a very awkward team. We absolutely rode our luck, but so what? We also had chances to win, and that's very much the sort of point that a playoff team will get. So I wish the Des bashing would stop.
Tony Stoyle.
Glad to get back from that tin pot place with something for once. We were totally outfought in the first half, but to be fair to Des, I thought he changed it up well. And we should have won in the end. Onwards and upwards.
Sutton Yellow.
A turgid performance that was at best anemic but often disorganised. We didn't look well prepared or well coached. I don't think we should simply explain that away as one of those games against a certain type of opposition. We never imposed ourselves on the game, and that's not good enough. Wycombe were more organised out of possession than we were, and they pressed more effectively to get the ball back. If we'd done this as effectively, we would likely have won the game because we have better players.
Brad Pittick.
A clean sheet away at Wycombe? I'll happily take that. Can't even remember the last time we won at Adams Park.
Follow the Ox 1.
Wycombe's pitch is tight and they are a physical team. But, fair play to them, they're also a well-organised side. Their pre- and post-match music, on the whole, is a lot better than ours too.
Bill Turnbull, a broadcasting legend whose tireless campaigning for prostate cancer awareness left a lasting legacy for men's health in the UK. Bill's message was clear.
I really want you and your loved ones to take this simple online risk check now.
Let's honour Bill's legacy together. Let's get men across the UK to check their risk. Let's broadcast it like Bill. Check your risk. Share the risk checker. Save lives.
Thursday evenings from 7.
The Wycombe Wanderers show is now in its 4th season, and as you'd expect, we'll continue to bring you match analysis and highlights from Phil.
You might enjoy this, Jack. Rona Grimmer's been, yes, come on you Blues. Love hearing Jack's commentary while his wife, father-in-law and his mum move house for him. Jack.
Getting absolutely thrown under the bus.
We'll regularly hear from manager Matt Bloomfield.
Of course, there's technical and tactical stuff that we've been working on that we would like to see, but in terms of what I want to see and have to see, it's all about the hard work, togetherness and team spirit, and everything else comes off the back of that.
As well as members of the current team.
You know, we had discussions about how we're going to do it better, and I think the only way you can do that is by keep practicing, keep learning, and hopefully then we'll get better and better with it.
And ex-players.
Everyone says as fast as I probably run, and they're probably right. Yeah, that's just a emotion-fueled moment there, really. Just, it was great, because my dad is one of those people that gave me a lot of stick about not scoring as well, so I just wanted to see him and rub it in.
We'll bring you news from in and around the club, continue to follow Wycombe Wanderers women, and some things you wouldn't expect.
Too much? Too much or not enough?
Tell the orchestra they can go now. And don't forget you can catch up with the show via the podcast.
The Wycombe Wanderers Show, only on Wycombe Sound.
Earlier in the season, Wycombe Wanderers striker Brandon Hanlan ruptured his anterior cruciate ligament playing against Stevenage at Adams Park. We've been keeping an eye on Brandon's progress on his recovery from injury, and he dropped by the Wanderers TV studio last week for a chat.
Brandon, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, yeah, doing all right. Back doing rehab, so yeah, I'm good.
Operation done?
Yeah, operation's done.
How's it gone?
Yeah, it went well. The original operation went well. I didn't have any problems. It was pretty smooth, to be honest. Painful, but it was smooth, yeah. It was. So everything went well, yeah.
They knock you out, right, for it?
Yeah, they have to knock me out for that. I couldn't imagine being awake. Yeah.
What's it like when you come round then? I've had the operation as well, your leg's sort of massive at the end, right?
Yeah, when you come around it's weird, but you got so many painkillers in you, like, you can't really feel much, but you just wake up, you just instantly like look at your knee just to make sure it's still there. And then, yeah, you just kind of just go with it, do you know what I mean?
And you've got a battle scar now?
Yeah, I've got a few now, here, down here. But they're healing up quite well, to be honest. The bio oil, recommended.
Bio oil?
Yeah, bio oil, yeah, it's recommended.
Okay. Fair enough. So now it's all about the long road to rehab then?
Yeah, now it's definitely about just banging out the rehab, just doing everything right. Just trying to get back stronger, better shape I was in before. Do you know what I mean? I got a long time to do so. So it's just about doing it all right and like ticking those little boxes. You know what I mean?
Obviously, you wouldn't have to wait huge amounts of time for the operation. I remember I had to wait a long time for mine. Had it on the NHS. So you do a lot of pre-work, don't you, as well, to kind of prepare your body?
Yeah. The thing is, it felt like a long time. I mean, I got injured in November, didn't have the operation till January. So like that time period felt very long because you was kind of like standing still almost, you know what I mean? You knew your operation was coming, but in that process I had to get like my range back in my knee and do a bunch of stuff that's the boring stuff, but you need to do it before the operation. So it did feel long, but it's something that you have to do.
Speaking to injured players in the past, they sort of set sort of goals and milestones. What's your next milestone?
I think it's like I said, that before the operation I had to get my range back, and funny enough, after the operation you have to get your range back again. So I think for me now it's just about getting that range back, and that would be a big milestone I think to tick, because you know after the operation everything's just tight and it's hard to bend and straighten. It's like minor things, but they're actually massive in the long run. So just getting the range back's a milestone for me.
But back at Marlow Road regularly as well. I know you can't be out on the grass, but is it good being around the boys again?
Yeah, no, it's nice. Like, obviously you spend so much time at home, like, it's almost weird when you come back in, but it's definitely refreshing. Like, you get to, obviously you're injured, but you get to have like a structure and you get to be in early, do you know what I mean? You've got gym to do, like, gives me a structure and it makes things easier, yeah.
And the sense of perspective, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you have a lot of time to probably think about the game and not playing at the moment, but, you know, maybe appreciating the times when you will again.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that even when I'm watching the games, like, it's a totally different view when you're on the side, almost as a fan, do you know what I mean, than actually on the pitch. Obviously, on the pitch is totally different, you know what I mean? But I could easily say, like, you should have done this, should have done that. But yeah, it's giving me a different perspective, 100%. And to be fair, I've got a lot more games to watch, so yeah, it's good.
Are you finding it easier to watch? Because at the start it's quite difficult.
It's never really easy to watch, because whenever you watch football, you just want to be out there, do you know what I mean? But at the same time, like, I've got the grips with where I am, do you know what I mean? So when I'm watching the game, I'm not looking at it like, oh, I want to be there, I'm more just kind of enjoying the game, do you know what I mean?
And you're learning a language, right? You're using the time to do other things.
Yeah, well, I was starting to learn Spanish, just like through podcasts and stuff. That was before the operation. And then I had the operation and I was a bit, I don't know, I was in too much pain, so I kind of just let it go. But I'm definitely going to learn Spanish by the end of this. Rehab's done. I need to get some lessons booked in. I'm just going to start looking around. And I feel like I'll be better learning one-to-one with someone. Yeah, than like trying to do it online and stuff.
Okay, so it's giving you that little bit of extra time somewhere else to think, right, why Spanish?
Do you know what? I went to Barcelona with my brother when we had a little break. I think it was before I got injured. And I just loved Barcelona. I feel like it was just such a nice country, and I feel like Spanish is just a language that like sounds good, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I just want to learn it. I want to learn French as well, but I got to stick to one at a time, do you know what I mean?
Well, apparently, if you learn Spanish...
French is easier.
Yeah. So there's a big...
So there we go.
Well, on Ringing the Blues every week, we do a thing called Chairboys Spanish, where we take a phrase from that weekend's game and we get it translated into Spanish. So that could be a help for you as well.
Yeah, that could be a help for me.
I don't know what anterior cruciate ligament is in Spanish. Do you want to learn that one?
Let me start with the small stuff.
Okay.
How's your day and stuff. Then we'll go to the ligaments.
Well, Brandon, good luck with the Spanish. And more importantly, good luck with the rehab. And we'll keep checking in with you to keep you involved with what's going on.
Yeah.
And hopefully back on the grass, well, running outside, well, not soon, but that's on the horizon.
That's definitely on the horizon. I think, obviously, like you said, it's step by step, you know what I mean? Get the range back, then obviously build back muscles and whatnot. And then hopefully get on the grass. But I'm sure you lot will see it soon.
Absolutely,
when I do it, so
we want to capture that moment. There's one other question as well. Nutrition. Does that change? Obviously, because you're not doing the physical exertion that you were, but then is there foods that you have to eat that encourage sort of...
To be honest, I haven't actually done physical exercise in since I was injured. I mean, I've done some like HIIT workouts, but I'm still in quite a good shape for someone that hasn't really done anything. But yeah, nutrition is a big thing. And we got Reese in, the nutritionist. I met with him, and he kind of broke down what I need to be eating. Obviously, it's hard to do everything he says. Like, I do treat myself sometimes, but I have been good. I mean, you would be able to tell if I haven't. So yeah, I've got to kind of stick to that for a long time. So
there's no like superfood that encourages sort of recovery or...
Well, if there is, someone needs to tell me, but I haven't come across it now.
I need it as well.
Yeah, same.
Well, Brandon, see you out in there soon.
Cheers, Phil. Thank you.
Top stuff. It's Till Death Us Do Part, where Wycombe fans talk about their wonderful memories, because supporting a football club is like a marriage. They're yours for life, through the good times and the bad. And I'm with a man who's seen plenty of both of those things. Wycombe fan Scott Carroll. Scott, how are you?
I'm very well, Phil. Thank you. Yourself?
Very good, mate. Pleasure to sit down face to face and do this with you in the Legends Lounge. Where did your Wycombe Wanderers journey start? Can you remember?
It started at Lokes Park all them years ago. My dad took me down as a boy, and a lot of fond memories of the last game when George Best played down there. And then obviously, as you get older, doing the old junior blues here when we moved to Adams Park. And and then ever since now, come down my own children. It's just, it's great. Falling in love with it again since your own kids get involved, as you well know.
Yeah, when you see, your kids going through the things that you did, and they'll, in a few years' time, maybe they'll be doing. Hopefully, they won't be doing all the things that you were doing at that point. We'll see.
Thank you, Phil. No comment.
So this feature goes on about our favourite ever Wycombe Wanderers memories, and that's going to be quite hard because we've lived in some amazing times for this club, and so what is your favourite ever Wycombe Wanderers memory?
It's got to be Wembley, I think, the 1993. It's got to be. That's the one you remember, winning a cup at Wembley as a child, and we used to go up in a minibus and park in a car park and get the football out and have a kick around at Wembley, and the parents had a few beers, and then you went in there, and it was so exciting, and then you actually win as well. So hopefully we have the same this year with the Papa John's trophy, and you have the same memories of our kids. It would be lovely.
Were you one of those who... I remember having my face painted the first time I went to Wembley in 91 and 93, and I think 94 as well. Were you doing that, the blue wigs?
Yeah, very much so. The foam hands and all that. Yeah, it's absolutely quality. Good, great memories. And hopefully we can do it again this year. As I say, let's get a win on Wednesday and see where we go.
One of those things about that day that I remember so well, Jason Cousins, the goal was good, but the celebration was out of this world, climbing that fence.
Oh, unbelievable. I think when he was doing that, I think we were trying to climb the fence the other way to get on the pitch. So, unbelievable memories, and that's why everyone loves football, isn't it? And then you try and get your children involved, and you try and get the love back again, and here we are and doing it. And then we had Westy in here today. He brings memories back once again. So brilliant.
Did you struggle a bit like me as a kid? Because we went to Wembley and I just assumed we'd win because that's all that ever happened. So in 2015 when we went, I was a little bit older by that point. We lost.
Very much
but
so,
football's meant to be this sort of metaphor for life and prepare you for these things. But Martin O'Neill, all he told us about was success. Did you ever? What was the point you realised that actually football wasn't always about winning?
Well, I think very similar to you there, Phil, 100%. And I don't think you ever go to Wembley and think, oh God, we might lose. And then when you do, I think it's down to earth with a bang, I think they say. And then and it's trying to explain that into your kids that you don't win every week. And unfortunately, supporting Wycombe, you're never going to win every week. But when we get the good times, it's fantastic. So that's basically it, to be honest.
Well, the 1993 final was in. So now we come up to the modern day. Something new, your favourite player in the current squad?
Oh, mate, I could get lynched here by a few of them, to be honest. I think got to be at the moment Potsy, absolutely different level. Like I said to Finley, he will play for England. He's just a kind of composure for a young lad, and the distribution, and he's such a level-headed boy as well. It's got to be him. But then also you look at Grimmer this year, steps up. He stepped up and he's taken over a leadership role, and he's the pure passion from him. And then you look at everyone else as well, like JJ, still around the place, doing well. You got Folksy, Gareth as well, McCleary. And yeah, man, but I'd say this year it's got to be Potsy. Seeing him is a standout, in my opinion, just so good.
You've broken the unwritten rule of football fandom: never fall in love with a loanee.
I know. There is that. But then if you can also see him move forward, and hopefully he'll do very well in the Premier League, I think that's a massive compliment to Wycombe and his journey. So you look at it that way. Yeah, I think he'll do it. He's just honestly, seeing him around the place as well, and the person he is, and he's got everything, I think, in my opinion. So yeah, good luck to him. And yeah, he's fit my little boy's favourite player as well, so it helps.
And also, when I see Eze putting on the shirt for England and playing in a match today, I've said this before, but I always say he wouldn't have done that if it wasn't for Wycombe.
Yeah, it's definitely all about Wycombe, that one, 100%. Nothing to do with anything else.
Right, we're sticking with loanees now, or maybe players that we should have signed. This is something borrowed. So, favourite ever loanee or player you wish that we'd signed that we didn't?
Oh, that we didn't see. I'd say Alfie Mawson, but he did sign. But you know, when he came into the club, it was different level the first time, and then obviously went off to do what he was going to do. But so, you know, I tried to play centre half as well when I was younger. So you know, I like Josh Knight when he came, and he was different. You know, it's got to be. Yeah, I know Mawson did sign eventually, but what a player he was when he turned up. Like his first stint, and then you know, unlucky to get injured. And between them two, I'd say.
Alfie Mawson, that second time round, it was almost like, we didn't know it at the time, but the sort of long emotional goodbye.
Yeah, it was as well, yeah. And it's so disappointing to see, you know, a player that has got that much ability and get injured. And, you know, let's be honest, he should have done a lot more games in the Premier League than he did. And then coming back to Wycombe, which I think, you know, he'd say himself that helped him with his career, moved him along. And then, yeah, just the fact it's been cut short, it's not fair, is it, sometimes? But that's football, I guess. So.
That goal away at Luton, it's sort of unwritten down as well, a bit of folklore, that had he not scored that on Sky, we might have signed him. But what a goal it was.
So they say. You know, rumour has it. And, yeah, oh, God, yeah, what a goal. But, you know, I think, you know, players deserve everything they get if they put it in, and the amount they go through and what they put into being a professional footballer, and him especially, you know, sort of modern professional, and he came back, and then, you know, you see him up the training ground and down the ground, and, you know, everything he put into it, he deserved everything. So, yeah, they get what they reap your rewards, don't you, when you put all the effort in, I guess. And what a player. And, yeah, it's just so unfortunate for him, really.
You've mentioned the kids a few times in this, but obviously we talk about the players on the pitch, but here at Wycombe, you get to know the players, you get to see how they act around, you know, your kids and everything else, and they're real shining examples for the club.
Oh, 100%, yeah. I think that's the difference with Wycombe as a club is the family environment, and the players they bring in, they get involved with the community, they get involved with the youngsters. You know, we're lucky enough that my boys get to see the players, you know, quite a lot, and every time we see them, they're just fantastic. You know, same as you feel. You and yours get down here. You know, they're all brilliant, and they're more accommodating. Everyone comes and says hello, and you know, so it's a family environment, and I think that's why Wycombe's so appealing to all the younger groups. You know, we go to Finn's school now, and they do football club, and you probably got 50% of them got Wycombe shirts on. I think that says a lot, really, from where we were 4 years ago, when none of them had any Wycombe shirts on. So yeah, hopefully the future's bright.
Good stuff. Right, final question. Something blue now. Favourite piece of merchandise or favourite idea? Now, I know you're a creative man, Scott, so I'm quite excited about your answer for this. Idea for a piece of Wycombe merchandise that the club's missing out on?
Well, so I asked the question this morning at home, and my Finley said to me, he goes, I'd love some Wycombe pyjamas.
Oh.
And I talk to Jules every now and again about what they should do in the shop, and, you know, only from the child's perspective. So I say that, and I think they should get some flags as well, because, you know, from the kids' environment, a parent would always spend a £5 on a flag, and they'd always buy them some pyjamas. So yeah, there we go. That's my thing. But I might buy some as well.
I was going to say, Scott, I mean, I was thinking maybe like a Wycombe Wanderers silk smoking jacket.
It'd be double the price, so it'd trouble the price to try and get my size, but yeah.
Well, Scott, we sat in the Legends Lounge, and we've got Mark West has been in today, who, a little bird tells me, was your coach when he was an adult.
Yeah, he was. Under 10s, he said to me, and he reckons that I was. What did he say? He that quick one that scored all the goals. But looking at me now, I don't think you could believe the sight. But yeah, Yeah, no, he was fantastic, and he was a big kickstart to my love of football. And when we were playing up at Stoke and Church, and then moved on to Penn, and he was the first one to say, "Go and improve yourself." And yeah, what a guy! And it's the first time I've seen the Legends Lounge. Really, there's been some good people coming here doing talks, but everyone's buzzing. Everyone wants to chat with him, and yeah, it's good to see him back here. To be honest,
first ever goal at Adams Park as well.
Yeah, and what a day that was, Forest. I remember it, very well, to be honest. Yeah, and it's good to see people like that come back to the club, isn't it? And hopefully a few more over the course of the season. So come and join us in the Legends Lounge.
Absolutely, Scott. Hopefully we'll be walking down Wembley Way together in April. Big game this week for Wycombe at Bradford. Are you confident?
Yeah, I am nervously confident, to be honest, because everyone wants a day out at Wembley, and it'd be great. And hopefully we turn up, put a performance in, get a result, and then it'll be a tough one at Wembley against Peterborough or Blackpool. But let's be honest, it's all about a day out, isn't it? And that's what we want as fans, and the club needs it, the town needs it, and hopefully get a good result and trust in the players, and here we go, let's have a go.
I'm looking forward to it. If Wycombe do win, I reckon this competition will be like the Sex Pistols gig at Manchester Free Trade Hall, where everyone will be saying, well, of course, I went to all the games in the group stage right the way through to Wembley.
Oh, 100%, yeah. I'm sure them 700 fans that turned up every week will be the ones saying, oh, why are you coming now? But yeah, of course it is. It's great for the town, and let's be honest, it's about the revenue you can get from it for a club like us. And, if we can get 15,000 going to Wembley, that's a lot of money in the pocket, and it could improve the squad next year. And, it's great for everyone, because everyone gets a good day out, the kids get to enjoy it, and the parents enjoy it as well. So, fantastic.
Cheers, Scott. Thanks for your time this week, and thank you for listening as well. We'll be back next week with news of our trip to Bradford to see if we can make it to Wembley. And also, we're taking on Stevenage at the Lamex on Saturday too. All the action and reaction coming up from those games next week. In the meantime, come on, you Blues.